Hello, and welcome to the Sacred Wisdom Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Graham Robinson, holistic health practitioner, mama, and founder of Sacred Wisdom Wellness. Today, I want to talk to you about something big, something that has been life-changing in the way that I view my health and my life. Why a seasonal reset is essential for true healing. As a woman, and a mother, I know what it's like to live in exhaustion, overwhelm, and cycles of depletion and struggle in my own life. On my journey, I've uncovered many truths in relation to health, and they all run counter to the mainstream narrative, which is part of the reason I started this podcast. One of the most profound, and one that I'm going to talk about today, is the wisdom of seasonal cycles and how aligning with them brings us back to vitality, clarity, and freedom. My intention for this episode is to help you see that seasonal resets are not just a trend, they're not just a quick fix, but a deeply rooted practice that can change your health from the inside out, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as well as physically. This practice can change how you experience life and also your physiology in a profound way. In our modern world, most of us are overstimulated, overfed, but undernourished. There's no pause button. There's no true reset in this rat race. Instead of living in alignment with the rhythms of nature, the way we were meant to live, we live by the rhythms of hustle culture, artificial lights, endless workdays, and constant stimulation. And the result of this is fatigue, hormone imbalance, digestive struggles, nervous system dysregulation, mood swings, anxiety. The list is endless here. We were not designed to live the same way in summer, winter, spring, and fall. If you're always pushing forward without pausing, without resting, eventually your body will force you to stop. You know what I'm talking about. So, Ayurveda is the world's oldest holistic healing system that has been documented. And it teaches us how to align with the seasons, among other things. In spring, you can look out in the world and see that everything is about renewal, about cleansing, about rebirth, about starting new things. Think of the baby sprout or a little bud beginning to open. In summer, it's all about energy, big energy, productivity, manifestation, doing things, getting things done, seeing big fruits for the labor, a lot of labor. In the fall is about releasing. It's about digesting, composting, and reflecting. And then the winter is about deep rest, stillness, and really going inward. Each season has its own rhythm and it has its own wisdom to teach us. And when we live in alignment with these rhythms, our bodies feel balanced, our minds are balanced and clearer, and our connection to God and our intuition and nature deepens. But when we ignore them, we accumulate what Ayurveda calls ama, which is toxic buildup. It's heaviness. It feels like heaviness and it's stagnation in the body. And this clogs our digestion, it clouds our minds, and it weighs down the spirit. That's why seasonal cleansing is important. It's not a fad and it's not a punishment. It's not meant to be like that. It's just naturally staying in rhythm. So here's what happens when we give ourselves the gift of seasonal reset. It clears out what we have accumulated from the previous season. It resets digestion and metabolism. Who wouldn't want that? It calms the nervous system and balances hormones. It lifts brain fog and restores your energy. It creates emotional and spiritual space to release those old patterns to make room for what's next. You know what I mean? Those old patterns, habits that we pick up along the way. We get into these ruts where we're doing things that you know that it's not serving you. When we create that space, we give ourselves the opportunity to let go of those things. One example, in summer, we accumulate heat. Ayurveda calls this pitta, that element of fire and a little bit of oil. If we don't clear it, that fire, if we don't clear that fire and we carry it into the fall, that's where Vata season, that's where Vata is like, think of wind. Think of the wind picking up on a fire. And together, those two create chaos in the body, just like a forest fire. Then, if in the winter we're piling on those heavier foods and on top of all of the things we haven't cleared out, we end up with even more toxic buildup. You can imagine how this would go on throughout the seasons and throughout the years. So, this is what I'm talking about longevity. If you want to have quality of life and quality of life for a long, long time, we can't keep accumulating because that is what causes us all of those problems, all of those symptoms of inflammation and gut disturbance and dysregulation. And it leads to disease, dis-ease, and then disease. But when we cleanse seasonally, we reset so we can start fresh because we're preparing our bodies to receive the gifts of the next season instead of dragging the baggage of the last one into it. Have you ever heard of that concept of like letting go of things to allow for the space of what you really want to come in? That's what I'm talking about. This is why most detoxes or diets don't work long term because they are built on fads and on deprivation, not on rhythm, not on nourishment, not on what your body truly needs. They usually focus only on food and not on you as a whole person. True cleansing is not about punishment. It's about rhythm. It's about honoring the design God has already given us, the wisdom of the seasons, the wisdom within our bodies, and allowing our bodies to return to that natural balance. So, my invitation for you today is this: start noticing where you're feeling out of rhythm. Are you pushing when your body is asking for a rest? Are you holding on when the season is asking you to let go? And if this resonates, I'd love to invite you to join me for a free live workshop on Tuesday, September 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be teaching you what your body really needs in a seasonal reset, why it needs that, and what the signs are that are showing you you need one, and then how to approach it in a way that feels nourishing and sustainable, and how to do it safely in a way that isn't going to deplete you further or feel overwhelming. You walk away with tools you can use immediately, whether or not you choose to actually do the full cleanse with me. So if you want to save your seat, use the link in the show notes. You can also find the link in my profile or simply comment reset and I'll send you the details. Because here's what I want you to hear today. When you align with the wisdom of the seasons, you restore your own rhythm. You reconnect to God. You reclaim your freedom. And that is where you find real healing, true health. Okay, until next time, friends. Be well.